Ladies, gentlemen, omnics, and those of you who don't want to be limited to any of those categories, welcome to the Support Class Episode 2. And more importantly, happy Beta Day, everybody! The alleged fabled day has finally come upon us, and even if you didn't get into it, just think about how much closer we are to this game actually coming out. It's so close, we can practically taste it. Just enjoy that this game will, exist and not just be YouTube videos. For those of you who are returning, it has been 2 months since the last episode. I will admit that life happened, and we're getting this out now. The interviews I've recorded already are just too good. They are too good to not share with the fine folks you are, and they were just too great a guest to not share their interviews. I will be getting them up. I've just had some issues with the program I've been using. It doesn't really sync up the video and the audio, so I'm looking for a new program to record Skype calls in case any of you know of any good suggestions. For those of you who are tuning into us for the first time, 2 months will have passed for you instantaneously, so congratulations! You've pretty much tried out hypersleep. It's just 2 months gone like that. Congratulations, you are now a time traveler. This interview was also recorded a couple months ago before beta was announced and a couple other news details, so we're a little behind on information, but still, that's not the point. The point is that I am talking to Allison of Aerlyn Cosplay and Costume Design. She is better known for her amazing Winston cosplay she is putting together. Seriously, if you have not seen it already, go and look it up right now. It just looks amazing. It's going to be so cool. And she is bringing that with her to Blizzcon, and she's going to be competing with it in the cosplay contest. So check that out. Also, if you are going to Blizzcon, check out her panel. That's right, she's going to be on a panel. The Art and Craft of Cosplay Blizzcon panel on Saturday at 9 p.m. So check it out and tell her that the support class sent you. In this episode, we talk about why she loves cosplay, why she loves Winston, how she uses Overwatch to deal with a case of the Mondays, a great, gorgeous, amazing idea for some Overwatch merchandise. So if any of you are from Blizzard are listening, please take note. And then the question we've all been wondering, how on earth does she get in and out of that thing? That and more coming up here in episode 2 of the support class. Last thing, because I couldn't come up with a good intro when we had the interview, but like any good joke, you think of it weeks later. I now give to you the lady in the monkey suit herself, Aerlyn Cosplay. Please enjoy. As the gaming world teetered on the brink of bland normality, a new hope arose. A unique IP, charged with liberating us from the overused mechanics. Overwatch. Gamers, cosplayers, artists, auditors, guardians who hope to protect the world against all things AAA. Under its steadfast protection, the gaming community may recover. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 2 of the support class. I have on with me the lovely lady who is going to be cosplaying Winston at the next Blizzcon. You'll see her face, and then you'll see her behind a rubber mask. So everyone, please welcome Allison. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. So, you have Winston in the background, and he is coming along quite well. So, how long have you been working on Winston?
Oh, goodness. I've been working on Winston since late November 2014 at this point. So, we're coming up on a year now, and thankfully we're almost done. Light's visible at the end of the tunnel, but it's been quite a journey.
So, how soon after hearing the trailer, then, did it take for you to start on Winston?
I give myself 2 weeks of a break between BlizzCons, so I don't get totally burnt out, but I started thinking about how I was going to actually approach the build about 2 seconds after I saw it.
Well, that leads me to something I was going to discuss later, but, so what made you want to do Winston? I've heard this before, and I love this story, so please, what made you decide, I'm going to cosplay that guy?
The face. I love the face. He's just so cute. I love him. But the biggest thing for me is I love doing characters that wouldn't necessarily be done otherwise. The big, extravagant, odd builds. So, gorillas.
Yeah.
Versus birds. that sort of thing. I think that if somebody is going to make a character like that and actually spend the time designing a story around a character like that, they have as much right to be cosplayed as any of the other characters. So that's kind of what I do to show my love.
Yeah, like any good interviewer or any good fanboy, I've stalked and checked out your page, and the progress reports you put of him are spectacular. The amount of detail you put into your costumes, if it's anything like you've done in the past, this is going to be impressive.
Thank you. I just love this face. That's probably the best part of it so far. I'm really excited about getting all the electronics hooked up and have him start grimacing at me.
You're doing animatronics for his face.
I am.
So how are you going to work that from inside the suit?
So the right arm, the one that's holding his gun, will actually be stationary. So my right arm will be at my chest level, and I have a microcontroller programmed to be key controlled. So I will have a keypad near my chest, so I can press buttons.
So how many different expressions are you planning?
Right now, about 9 or 10.
Wow.
It depends. Of course, some of those might not get used at the end, but I've already done the programming itself. It's just a matter of plugging everything in and making sure it works.
And are there going to be any audio clips, or is it just going to be expressions?
I think it's just going to be expressions.
Okay.
Since the game isn't out yet, I feel kind of bad just trying to rip audio files.
Alright, decent point. I think it'd just be hilarious if you could go up to someone, enjoying the exhibit?
Well, half the fun is actually walking up to somebody and having my voice come out of a giant suit like that.
Touche. Touche.
Because people don't expect little old me to be... Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna see a 6-foot gorilla and see a
5'3" girl inside.
Oh man. No one will expect that.
No. Not at all. So, day 2, if you see me walking around like this, come say hi, because it will be Winston.
Behind the scenes of Winston. So, you're going to California with that. I almost said Texas. You're going to California with that. How are you getting it there, and are you worried about the heat? However you want to answer those.
Epic road trip. That's all I have to say. We will be driving 21 hours cross-country from Texas all the way to Southern California. So, thankfully we're splitting it up in 3 days and go see the Grand Canyon and that sort of thing, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Can you please get pictures of Winston at the Grand Canyon?
I'm trying to think of a way I can do so.
Can you please do that?
I will try my very best, because that would be epic.
If you see it on the internet, it was I said it first. I called it. It's my fault. However you want to think of it.
Well, it's either that or stop in Nevada somewhere and have somebody Photoshop all the dirt and everything to look like the moon. You know.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Trust me, I think of these things.
That's even better than the Grand Canyon. I realized once again I started this podcast and I didn't introduce myself. In case any of you are watching this and you don't know who I am yet, this is Alphalance, Kyle Stover, whichever one you know me as. And if you're listening right now, I love you and thank you for listening. You are my best friend already. I hope we can play together sometime. You're just so great and wonderful. Anyways, back to what I'm doing. The person in front of me. I just want everyone to feel special.
Oh, thank you. We are all special snowflakes.
We are all special snowflakes, and we're all part of the Overwatch community, though. Mm-hmm. We all are doing different stuff. So, what do you do in the community? You just do cosplay? Do you social media much?
I try to social media, but of course, cosplay tends to get in the way of it. So I do have Instagram and Twitter now. I've joined the 21st century.
Way to go. And so then, where can people find you?
So you can find me at my Facebook page, Aerlyn's Cosplay and Design, or on Twitter, I am Aerlyn I don't even remember what my Twitter name is. But on Instagram, I am Aerlyn Cosplay. So, but I am super duper excited about Overwatch coming out. It's going to be an awesome game.
So have you been just stalking the pages? Do you check briskly every now and again and catch up? How do you consume Overwatch media?
Oh, hand over fist. So I have a really bad habit of actually watching that cinematic trailer whenever I get down in the afternoon at work. I'm like, I want to go home and work on my monkey now.
So you've contributed to like a third of the views on that video.
Probably. They did such a nice job, and it really captures the story and essence of what Overwatch will be. Not to mention close-up of monkey face, so...
No, I consume a whole bunch of media, including a couple podcasts myself, and I can't remember which one, so if you're listening, thank you for saying this, and I apologize, I can't remember who you are. But as somebody put it, if you go and watch, like, Battleborn, Dirty Bomb, like, there's a bunch of games that are trying to kind of do the same formula. If you go and watch their trailers, you'll not remember anyone's name, you'll know who no one is. And after watching Overwatch's trailer, you immediately have fallen in love with one, at least, of the 4 characters, if not all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was talking to my sister and some of her friends, and they were like, oh, you know, whatever, it's a game coming out, it's not out yet, I don't care. And I was like, well, check out the trailer, it's pretty fun. And by the end of it, they wanted to check out the site. They read the bios of every character, they looked at all of their abilities, like, 5 minutes and they're hitched. That's what Blizzard does well.
If that was a 2-hour movie, I would watch it every day.
We all would.
Oh, love it so much. But the trailer is really nice. I love that. The webpage is really nice with the custom animations for all the characters and the bios. And it just, I'm really nerdy about that. So I love it. I absolutely love it.
So what have you been doing to bridge the gap between announcement to whenever beta comes out, and hopefully we'll all get on it. But so what is passing the time, besides obviously work in Winston?
Sure. So besides work in Winston, I do play a lot of Diablo 3. So that is my game of choice. I also play a little bit of Heroes of the Storm, though I'm not very good. I'm sorry about people who play with me. I'm sorry. But... yes, I love Rhaegar.
Oh my gosh, he's my favorite.
He's amazing.
Best support.
Yes, exactly, and I keep mad at him. I love him.
Second, I love Brightwing so much, but Rhaegar is so good.
Oh, I love his spirit wolf form, and so nice.
And then that ancestral heal, which like,
oh yeah,
oh my gosh, like they're dying, and boom, full health.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you think I'm dead? Oh, too bad. Love it.
I played against a team just the other night that was comprised of 4 support heroes and a Zagara. And so it was a Rhaegar, a Lili, a Malfurion, and a Uther. And at first I thought, oh my gosh, they have no damage. We're going to wipe them. They're just going to be able to heal each other. That's it. We were poorly mistaken. They knew each other. They must have. And Rhaegar surprisingly turned out a lot of damage.
Oh yeah. I actually do more damage with Rhaegar than I do, say, an actual damage class, which is horrible to say, but oops.
Lightning Field can be quite effective.
Yes, I absolutely love him. Rhaegar's my BFF. Besides that, I love all games. I do a lot of Mass Effect. I love Mass Effect. Of course, Assassin's Creed, all that fun stuff. So, gotta nerd it up somehow.
Yeah. On the Overwatch subreddit, every Sundays at, well now it's 6, it was before at 9, but we're having TF2 nights. Because a lot of people are considering it kind of like the closest alternative. It's like a lot of characters, a lot of stuff, first-person shooter. And it's a lot of fun, but we had a discussion of like what's going to happen when the beta comes out, and then some of us go on to the closed beta, are some of us going to stay here? Are we going to turn TF2 night into watch everyone else stream Overwatch night?
Yes, that is what I vote for.
What are we going to do? But for now, we find some equivalents. Some people have talked about Dirty Bomb. That's been a lot of fun. TF2. I personally have also been playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm. So, what heroes do you think, if not all of them, will come over to Heroes of the Storm? Because it's a Blizzard game. They bring over the characters, but...
Well, of course you have to have Winston. Because, come on, Winston.
He's so iconic, too.
Oh yes. I would say probably Winston, Tracer, Widowmaker, and Reaper. Since those are the big ones so far. They're the ones that were in the trailer. They are the ones that have been most widely publicized. So that's my vote. Though, if I was a betting person, I would say that it would be a good long while until we actually see any Overwatch characters join the cast of Heroes of the Storm.
That's more than likely true. I believe I read somewhere that Blizzard said they wanted to give Overwatch its time to shine, and then they would bring them into Heroes of the Storm, because they don't... Why would you want to, like, attract people to Heroes of the Storm if you're trying to attract them to Overwatch?
Exactly.
Right. That being said, when it happens, because they already have 2 nods at it, have you seen them online?
No!
Tychus, and I think it's his basic skin, his third color palette, is the sticker changes. And level 2, the second unlocked is Widowmaker's face. And the third one is Tracer, and her kind of action pose jump from the ceiling. And then Raynor, in his not master skin, the legendary skin, the one where he's out of the armor. His third tier color palette has an Overwatch patch on the shoulder. So they're definitely acknowledging that there's going to be some crossover, and I can't wait to see what they do.
Oh, that's going to be so cool. I can't wait to see what they actually do for the skins of the Overwatch heroes, too.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
So with that, do you think they're going to have Overwatch skins... Sorry, do you think they're going to have skins for the Overwatch characters in Overwatch?
I would like to see that, but at the same time, it might not necessarily be the sort of route they tend to go with this type of game. Heroes of the Storm, that's how they make money, pretty much. So
True.
You get the skins. Exactly. So Blizzard is business. They have to make money. We all know that. And kudos to them. So I think if I was going to rule the world, I would do skins for Heroes of the Storm, have that be a distinct portion of those characters, and then have some sort of armor changes, upgrades, weapon changes for Overwatch itself. So not necessarily skins, but upgraded pieces.
So as a cosplayer, would you like to see... how about it? Would more variety in characters, would that, you think, be a good thing or a bad thing? Like, oh, you're doing Winston with the Tesla cannon, I'm doing Winston with, like, the Christmas-themed one they made.
Well, I'm sorry. Winston in a sleigh would be pretty epic. So
that would be.
More the merrier.
Yeah.
So it would be super-duper funny to see a giant gorilla with a pair of bunny ears hopping around the convention center.
That being said, it'd be cool to see even just, like, another Winston at BlizzCon. Because, like, you see, like, the groups that meet up, and it's like, oh my gosh, here's 2 Tracers, but, like, there's something about, like, multiple giant gorillas on the con floor that'd be pretty fantastic.
Definitely. Winston versus Winston. Fight.
Yep.
So, we shall see. I've heard a rumor that there might be another one. I don't know if it's actually going to happen. Who knows? But
oh, that'd be cool.
Either way, I will be there, so come hug your giant monkey. But really, don't hug me.
I was about to ask, so Winston will not be touchable?
As always, if you see a cosplayer, always ask politely if there's something that you would like to touch or see closer. Because a lot of things might be, they look great, they look durable, but if you touch them in a certain way, it could fall off. You never know. So, come say hi. If you want to touch something, ask. It should be okay. That's all EVA foam for the most part, so we shouldn't have too many issues.
Alright. So, of course, ask. Be courteous, be respectful.
Sure.
But generally, then, with Winston, should you not touch, or... I'm sorry, I think I missed that part.
So...
Winston will be fragile or not?
Winston will be durable.
Okay.
since I'm having to do a 21-hour road trip, you have to make everything pretty darn durable.
That's true.
So that being said, just be courteous, come ask before you try to plump me from behind.
Right.
Which I actually had somebody do that while I was wearing Tusky in BlizzCon. It was after 14 hours in the suit, somebody ran up behind me and totally covered me from behind. And I'm like,
No.
it's 35 pounds on my shoulders. Ah. Yes.
Oh, jeez.
It was super fun.
So how did Tusky do last year?
Tusky was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, sorry.
So Tusky placed second, or really third. So it in the judging scale of things, it's grand first second. So grand first second. So I was the third person on there. But
listed as second, but the third. All right.
Exactly. So this last year, I made Akilzan from Zul'Aman and received honorable mention.
And for those of us listening, like myself, who don't know what that is, where he's from.
Okay, Akilzan is a giant eagle avatar that is found in one of the raid instances from World of Warcraft. He's most recognizable by his brightly colored leather armor and giant bird face and plumage.
Very nice.
So, blue skin, look for a troll with a eagle face.
Very nice. I did not get into World of Warcraft because I knew I would love it too much. So.
Yes, I actually ended up hardcore raiding World of Warcraft for about 3 years, 3 or 4 years. So I completely understand.
It just always looked like fun. I tried it, and I had to set it down. I almost, I conveniently had my computer break around that time. Totally unrelated to World of Warcraft, but it was like I had to deal without having my own computer for a month, and during that time I was like, I've been spending way too much time on this game, and I need to focus on friends and my studies.
Yes, college is a good thing. We shall do college.
So, jump back a little bit to recall a bit. So you've done those 3 cosplays, the big phone costumes. Do you do, I guess, human cosplays? How long have you been cosplaying?
Sure.
And what made you want to do the big guys? I know you kind of mentioned like why you love them, but what made you jump to that?
Okay, so yes, I do actually make human cosplays. I have made a Black Widow, so that was probably my first one after Tusky that I made. So that was super fun and way more comfortable. I've also done a April Parker, so Spider-Man. I've done an Orange Lantern for a big lantern group, which was super fun. Goodness, I've been cosplaying now since 2010.
Wow, very nice.
So my first cosplay experience was actually at BlizzCon. So my real name is Allison, for those who don't know. In Stormwind, there is actually an innkeeper, Allison. And lots of people go sell their stuff to her. She's right next to the bank. So I thought, I'm going to a Blizzard convention. Might as well just speak something. So it was easy. So I made an innkeeper Allison and walked around and had fun. So that was my first cosplay experience, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. The following year for BlizzCon, I actually made King Murgle's spare suit. So for those of you who haven't done the quest line, King Murgle is the head of a certain clan of Murloc in the Wrath of Lich King expansion. So during this quest line, you actually find out that King Murgle is a night elf researching Murlocs.
Oh.
So you go in there and you interact with him, and he gives you his spare suit. So you turn into this really kind of depressing-looking Murloc with this really horribly made suit, and it's just awesome because you're over there and they're like, you sound funny, kind of thing. So you walk around with these spikes sticking out of your back with socks on them, and it's just a lot of fun. I had a great time with that costume.
Like it's the costume that's like purposefully bad, which is what makes it great.
Exactly. There's a
Fantastic.
giant zipper down the back with his white and heart little boxers sticking out. It was a fun one.
Very cool.
So after that, that was in 2011, and the Blizzcon in 2012 was canceled. So at that point, I had already decided to make Tusky, the giant walrus dude,
With
because
sombrero.
he's a festive Tusker. Because I was really involved in Wrath of the Lich King. I really love that expansion. So one of the quest line there is you go do daily quests to get this epic fishing pole from the Tuskars. So after spending days and days doing daily quests trying to get that fishing pole, I'm like, I love these people. I'm going to make them. And so I did.
Very nice.
And I just had such a great time making him, and I've learned so many new things that it stuck. So every year I try to do something new and learn a little bit and continue growing my skills.
Yeah, as everybody should with everything they do. Yeah.
Exactly.
So this is your first year at animatronics, then? Is that your thing you're
Yes.
trying this year?
Mm-hmm. This is my first time doing animatronics. This is my first time actually sculpting a face and casting it and using fiberglass and making foam armor, believe it or not.
Wow, so you're trying a lot of new things this year.
Yes.
Very impressive.
It's been a learning experience. The face, I love it to death, but that was a huge learning experience.
I bet.
So for anybody who wants to do animatronics, I would definitely look into the Stan Winston School. They have some great videos. I actually finished the face before, or after. Sorry. I finished the face before I actually found Stan Winston's videos. So take it from me. Do your research before you get started on the project.
Do your research. Do your homework, kids.
Do your homework. Look at your reference photos all the time. Okay, thanks. So, that's Winston.
That is Winston. That's very impressive, Winston.
Well, thank you.
So you comfortably fit inside that, huh?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So, for example, my waist is 24 inches. Winston's waist is about 3 times as large.
Oh, jeez.
So, yes, there's a lot of room inside, and thankfully that room will be nice once I install some fans, get some air circulation going, so I don't try to stroke out on the convention floor.
So he's just going to move, obviously via legs. He's not going to be like leaning on the arm, is he?
Yes, so his left arm is durable enough where I can put weight on it. So hopefully, if everything goes as planned, I should have the monkey gallop going.
The monkey gallop. Yeah, a lot of people actually been complaining about that, saying that the arm is distracting in the gameplay.
Oh, well, it's part of the character, though.
Yeah,
And
that's the thing, is it's
that's how
like-
they move.
On the one hand, it's like anyone playing Winston should know he's a gorilla,
Mhm.
and I can totally see where they're coming from. At the same time, it didn't, like, someone said it distracted them to the point of nauseous. And I don't know about that, but...
Ooh, goodness. The only concern that I can think for the arm would be if you're really close quarters with somebody and you're coming down on them or going up on them, you might not necessarily have a clean line of sight. If
Yeah, I think it might be some other people's issue. Like Torbjorn, when he reloads, his arm goes across his head.
Mhm.
Whichever one.
I love Torbjorn. If I had to make any videos, I would make a Torbjorn. I love him so much.
Oh my gosh, you're making so many people happy. A bunch of people have been calling for Torbjorn cosplayers. He's one of... Oh, what's the word? He's one of the most polarizing heroes, I think. Because I've heard a lot of people, like, not like him with a passion. And a lot of people love Torbjorn. So...
He's so
we'll see how it
spunky.
goes.
I love the character itself, the actual personality in the background, and just... I mean, the grimace, it's
The
just
grumpy old guy.
fantastic. So, I will be interested to see how he actually plays in a live game, whether it's just going to be one of those, I'm going to put up this turret here and hide around the corner kind of thing, or if he's actually going to be mobile enough where you get right in the action, you set up your turret, you molten core and do your thing.
Well, I heard somebody's reporting that one. I do believe that was a YouTuber, one amongst many. Have you seen his videos?
No, I haven't.
He's got some really cool stuff. I'd definitely check out YouTube. There's some amazing people who have done amazing stuff with just the footage that we have, including...
Definitely.
Oh, geez, I don't know a number, but a handful of them have actually been flown out to California to get to play the game early. So we're incredibly jealous of that.
Yes, very jealous.
Did you get to play at Blizzcon, or did you get a chance to?
I actually didn't get to play at Blizzcon. So I had a family wedding to attend on day 2. So after doing a 12-hour day in a bird suit and hanging out with some friends in the Hilton lobby, which if anybody's going to BlizzCon, that's the place to be. Come say hi. So after that, I got on a plane at 4 a.m. in LAX and flew home.
Got it.
So I missed entire day 2. I was so sad. No Overwatch, no 360 photo booth, no nothing. So I'm very much looking forward to hanging out on day 2 this year.
Well, it sounds like you left though for a good cause.
Yeah, probably.
Family wedding, man.
I kind of told everybody, unless you die this year, I'm sorry, I'm not going to your events. Sorry.
So to go back to something I was starting, so Torbjorn, from what I've heard, is not so much like the engineer in TF2, where you like kind of just make a base camp and you just wait at the back line. Mm. Instead, the rivet gun does a good amount of damage from what I hear, just that the long shot arcs every time. But since you can throw out the armor pack that anyone can pick up, including yourself, and you only pick it up from dead enemies, it actually is more supported that you like set up a turret, get it as high as you can, go into combat, come back out when you can. So I'm just interested in seeing how that'll play when you have multiple Torbjorns. Because it's one thing when you have a turret to look out for, but imagine when the cart comes around the corner and there's 3 of them.
Well, imagine a Torbjorn, a Bastion, and, say, a Widowmaker sniping.
Oh, jeez. Shut down.
Throw a Tracer in the mix with her sticky bomb, and game's over.
Anyone coming around the corner, just death.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've heard about on Gibraltar, there's the Undertunnel, and they call that the car wash because of Symmetra's little turrets. So...
Oh, it's going to be fantastic.
I am so terrified of that tunnel. That's going to be the worst.
But what really excites me is how Blizzard is really focusing on each character and making sure that each have a area that they will shine. Each will have an area that they aren't necessarily going to be the greatest at. But at the end of the day, I think balance and being able to really play the characters as they're meant to be played is their true focus.
Oh, yeah. Like, Widowmaker is a defense character, and she's going to shine when she's on defense. I'm sure plenty of people do well with her on offense, but she's made for defense. Blizzard has built her that way. So, yeah.
Oh, I'm super excited. I'm actually most excited about the support classes, because...
Oh, yeah?
Secret, I'm really horrible at first-person shooters. Sorry, everybody, sorry. So I'm really excited about actually playing Mercy, and being able to heal. So I'm just going to follow around and heal you and maybe get a couple shots off before somebody shoots me in the head. But
I'm really excited to play Zenyatta. Because, like, the support classes, a lot of people are like, oh, they don't do a whole bunch of damage, so I don't want to play them, and just everyone wants to be the glory seeker, but just, oh my gosh, like, you've seen the Zenyatta gameplay trailer, the guy just wrecks.
Oh, yes. He's going to be a lot of fun to play. Oh, man. And his design, I love the balls and how they move around and the arms. And,
oh my gosh,
it's
his
just
whole
awesome.
design is so amazing.
The entire Overwatch team did a great job. I absolutely love it. I love them all.
Zenyatta has a belt, and if you look at it, it's one of those like ribbon cables. It's just, oh my gosh, there's so much hidden on him. Like his shoes look like sandals, but they're just his robotic feet. And it's fantastic.
It's so cool. I love him. And then his face. I'm really hoping somebody somewhere does a little cute Zenyatta with the little kawaii smiling eyes and just walk around. Oh, it'd be so fantastic. Cute.
There has been a Zenyatta cosplayer who started showing pictures.
I actually know of 2 so far. So,
is that so?
Yes. So one will be for sure at Gamescom. So any of you Europeans...
that's coming up.
Oh, yes, it is soon. This week, I think. So be on the lookout for a Zenyatta there, in addition to a Tracer, Widowmaker, and Symmetra, hopefully.
Oh, so it's a group?
Yes. Well, it will be a group. They will be together, but they are all making them individually. So it should be fun. I'm kind of jealous because I have to wait until November to see all the cosplays.
Right. So the Zenyatta, because I'm curious about this, how are they doing the flotation?
So you can't really float. Nobody's learned to levitate yet. But at the same time, with a little bit of balance and being able to float your leg up a little bit, you can make it look like you're floating a little bit. So it'd be cool.
The one I've seen, I think the person's planning on doing a puppet version of the lower half.
Oh,
they'll
goodness.
have, like, black stockings, and they'll disappear into the background.
Oh. That's going to be really cool.
It's going to be really cool. So, back to your cosplay. How on earth do you get in and out of that?
Okay. So, all the armor, the front comes off, the back comes off, shoulders, obviously, head comes off. Mm-hmm. The suit itself, there is a line of Velcro around each of the sleeves and the shoulder seam here. So this folds down, the arms come off, the torso portion splits at his, say, belly button level.
Okay.
So it pops off and it's just a giant pair of clown pants. So.
Wow.
It's easy. You step in, you put the torso on, you put the arms on, you put the head on, you armor on. Yeah.
So obviously you need somebody to help you with that then.
Yes, I have a dedicated handler.
Very nice. So Winston is going to have an escort.
Yes. So if you need me, look for my lovely handler. He is wonderful. And he will be able to communicate with me at all times. So if you can't get my attention, flag the big guy down. So he is definitely a very big part of the con experience for me. He makes sure that I don't walk into a wall or into the fountain, or that I stay hydrated and stay on schedule. So having a handler for these big costumes is essential.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. Do you have any horror stories you could share with us?
Oh goodness, thankfully no. Not horrible stories. So Tusky in 2013, I have a fan in his chest and a water-cooled fan in his back to keep me cool while I'm wearing him. So right before judging, and it was about 1:30 in the afternoon, the batteries of both of the fans decided to kick the bucket. And I was second in line to get judged, so I can't disrobe and replace the batteries or anything, so I'm like, I'm dying. It's so hot. I think I'm dying. So I had to go through the entire judging process with no fans on, just sweating buckets, trying not to have a heat stroke. Jeez. So it went well, thankfully. I didn't die, and after that I actually took the entire costume off and ran around the upstairs of the Anaheim Convention Center in a pair of really short shorts and my tank top and nothing else. Just walked around, really sweaty, looking like I just stepped out of the pool. So it was a lot of fun.
Looking like you maybe fell in the fountain.
Exactly. Not advisable when you're wearing a giant costume, by the way.
Oh gosh. That is a health concern.
Yes. OSHA would have it big issue with that. So, it was fun.
So that reminds me, we have sort of matching shirts. So,
Winston!
and Tracer!
Overwatch!
Which is going to be great, because the way I'm going to edit this later, you and I'll be on the right, you'll be on the left, so we'll just have bumped fists off camera.
That's excellent. I love it. No, this is actually one of my favorite shirts, so.
Fantastic. In one of my podcasts, tell me if you, how to put it, dealt with this? No, just, they said, a female host who said that they wanted to get the Winston shirt, but they were concerned because the Winston shirt has boob glasses.
Yes, but honestly, I give 0 cares whether my boobs have glasses or not. Everybody deserves glasses if they want them. So, I don't know. I love the design of the shirt. It's very
good.
soft shirt. I like it.
Yeah. I hope they do the rest of the year.
Yes. Honestly, I hope they do the... I don't know if you've seen the fan art that they posted a while back of the minimalist kind of style for each of the characters.
Yes. Yeah.
I want prints of those so badly. I want to put them on my wall.
That was actually an artist on DeviantArt. That was just totally fan work. I've actually been in contact with them, and they might be another guest I get on the podcast.
Excellent. Well, if you do, tell them I want prints because Winston's face needs to be on my wall. Now. Okay, thanks.
Fantastic. Oh, I can't wait to see what art they release.
Oh, man. I can't wait to see everything. Just from what we see already, it's going to be amazing. No doubt.
What kind of Overwatch merch, if you were in charge of productions of like whatever Overwatch stuff they make, what would you want to see?
Baby Winston plushie.
Inspired from that artwork of maybe Winston and Mercy?
Yes. So I'm one of those horrible people who replied with, this isn't feasible. Winston is not that young, kind of thing. But it was an adorable fan art. It was so very cute. And yeah, all the cute. So yes, a baby Winston plushie would be amazing. So I love it.
Yeah.
Or like a bobblehead Reinhardt would be really funny too.
The one time his head would actually be bigger than his body. Exactly.
The best part about all the characters so far is how Blizzard actually stayed true to the giant shoulders.
Yeah. Blizzard cannot get away from that.
The giant shoulders. It's awesome. I love it. So scale them down would be great. Yeah.
You saw somebody do that to the Warcraft movie poster?
Yes. Oh, I'm very excited about the movie too.
It looks like it's going to be good.
Yes.
When is that coming out? Do you remember?
2016, I believe.
2016.
I think summer 2016. Don't quote me on that one, but it's going to be great. I'm super excited about it, and hopefully it will actually have more people joining the nerd Blizzard family. So
the family is ever growing.
One of us. One of us.
Oh, we're not doing it? Okay, I thought we were going to keep doing that for like 3 minutes.
Exactly. So I'm super excited about that.
So this t-shirt, I won this t-shirt. As much as I wanted to pay for Blizzard stuff, I am unfortunately a not rich person. So I was part of the Overwatch forum, which is a great place, great community of people.
Definitely.
And I can't remember if it was as a milestone or they just randomly did it, but they said, if we're going to do a contest, tell us which hero you would be if you could be one Overwatch hero for a day, and why. And we have some dark people on our channel.
Oh, no.
Because it was like, let's say there was a dozen entries, at least half of them were, I would love to be Reaper, because I'd want to threaten people, I'd want to be intimidating. One person said something that was like, I wouldn't want to kill someone unless it came to that. And then one person just straight up said, I've always been curious what it'd be like to kill someone, so I want to be Reaper. Which is
so
funny.
Congratulations, you've all been flagged on the FBI watch list. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks, bye.
Which is also funny because, like, I'm not encouraging this, but if he really just was curious of how to kill someone, he doesn't have to be Reaper to do that.
Mm-mm.
So,
If you're really curious about that, go to your local enlistment office. Go talk to some armed forces. Maybe
or
they
talk
will be
to
able to
a
talk.
psychologist.
Or anybody, really.
Someone, please.
I do not condone violence. Please don't
No.
kill people.
Please
Just
do.
love your neighbor like yourself, kind of thing. Don't
If you're
be bad
listening to
people.
this, you are an amazing person. You don't need to do that. You
Don't
you
kill
should-
people.
Don't kill people. That'll be
Aerlyn
the tagline
says,
of
"Do
this.
not kill people."
But the other half were a lot of good ones. Somebody was saying that they want to be Winston because they think it'd be really fun to be a raging gorilla and be super strong and the jump hack and stuff.
Mhm.
Somebody said Tracer because they want to do the time stuff. And I thought it was just like whatever. And I thought it was. I thought that they were going to have a limit on it, so I actually thought I ranted a little too long on this, but the admin actually complimented me on my post because everyone else had written like a sentence of why.
Mhm.
And I said I wanted to be Mercy because with the magical healing beam, just like go into a hospital, be like heal, 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 go to the next hospital, heal, 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 and just fly away. My people need me.
Mhm. I think that would be really cool. With Winston, though, I don't think I would actually want to spend a day as Winston. If you think about it, if you're a giant gorilla from the moon, you're obviously going to be scaring people. You won't be able to fit into public
You couldn't go into a
places.
door.
No, exactly. So it would be cool because of what he is and what he does, but not necessarily feasible for every day. And I don't know. I'm the type of person who would think that he was just going to walk down the street and people are going to go, "Wait, there's a giant gorilla. Let's
It'd
mob."
be like a convention, but in real life.
Hmm.
You just get stopped every 5 feet for pictures and selfies and videos.
Incidentally,
Incidentally,
Winston selfies are pretty amazing.
is Winston's selfie game on point?
It's on point.
Very nice. So then, if you could be an Overwatch hero for a day, who and why?
I think I would like to be Tracer. As silly as that sounds, I think being able to teleport and zip around, that would be amazingly cool.
To recall back a few seconds in time?
Exactly. You just,
Yeah.
I really don't want to be on this train right now. Oh, okay. We'll wait for the next one. So, I think she would be really cool.
Yeah. It's funny because there's like some characters that have like a very different. Being a McCree for a day would be very boring.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to being
Soldier
Tracer.
76.
Yeah.
Though, Symmetra would be really cool for a day, too.
Oh, hard and light manipulation.
Exactly. That and the whole portal thing would just... Oh, I'm just going to set up this portal in the office. I can sleep in an extra 35 minutes.
The base teleport will be by your spawn point, your bed, and you
Exactly.
put the other one teleport wherever you want.
Exactly. It'd be amazing.
Very nice.
Game changer.
She, I think, is one of the characters I want to see flushed out the most. Symmetra.
Mhm.
Because fun tidbit. Are you on the Reddit though? Subreddit?
I am, but again,
Okay.
I'm horrible at keeping up with social media. Sorry, people. Sorry.
You have a life. It's okay. Not to say that people on subreddit don't have a life. I'm definitely one of them. Just
They just have many lives.
Yeah. You're busy with a very impressive project back there.
Yeah, no. Happens.
So,
But yes, I do occasionally check on Reddit.
okay.
So if you see me, I'm Aerlyn Gray on there. Hi. So.
I think
Don't-
you commented on your
Mhm.
you commented on your when your Winston picture got posted. Was that your first thing on Reddit?
No, thankfully not.
Okay. So you've been around before. You just
Yes,
dusted off the profile.
Exactly. I've been on Reddit since 2013.
Oh,
So,
okay. So,
yeah.
You've been on Reddit longer than I have.
There you go. Just not very active because work and driving and, yeah.
So,
Having to commute to work is just super fun, by the way.
Oh, yeah. In Texas? How is that?
So it's about an hour each way
Oh, okay.
for 23 miles. So, yeah. It's fun.
I'm in New York, so I ride the subway from Brooklyn to the Upper West Side, which takes 45 to an hour, and then the horrible thing of, like, we don't have traffic. We have stopped trains, delayed trains, and trains that are way too crowded for you to fit in, so you have to wait for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but at least you can sit there and read a book or try to avoid awkward eye contact.
You definitely avoid awkward eye contact. You read the ads at the top of the subway car 20 times over just because you're just like, no, eye contact. Okay, I'll just read the ingredient label again.
Exactly, or I'll just look this way and then look this way and repeat. I do love New York, though, by the way. So
You've been?
many times. So
Very cool.
it's a wonderful place. I love New York. So
It is a grand place. I could get into talking about New York, but we're here about Overwatch.
sorry.
No, it's all right. On the one hand, it's like, it's personal, but it's like, people are probably already screaming that we're talking about traffic. Oh well.
Happens. It happens.
So on the subreddit, they had the Soldier 76 Q&A. And one of the things they talked about, somebody asked, are we going to see more villains? Because right now we have Widowmaker and we have Reaper. Mm-hmm. And Blizzard kind of corrected us. And they said, well, everyone kind of isn't quite good and bad. It's not like everyone's on Overwatch and everyone, like all these villains are in Talon. Like there are people who work for other companies.
Exactly.
And then they said something that, how did they put it? Like Symmetra thinks what she's doing is best for humanity, but that might not always be the case. And it's like, hold on and hold the phone here. What has Tracer been doing? Not Tracer, Symmetra. What has Symmetra been doing in her spare time? What has her company been up to? And I'm really curious about that. Also the fact that she has an entire arm replaced with Heartlight, and they never talk about that.
So I'm, like you said earlier, I'm super excited about her storyline to see what is fleshed out. And like they hinted at, it's really a matter of whose good is your good. Is it her company who really thinks that it has the interest at heart that's best? Or is it like Mass Effect, where the elusive man thinks that he's top on the world and he's going to do the right thing for humanity, but at the end of the day, he is just delusional. So we'll see.
Going on that, actually, continuing with your metaphor, Mass Effect got really weird about Cerberus. Because, like, Cerberus was around in Mass Effect 1 as, like, a side quest, just a group of humans that are looking out for humanity's best interest. They did some odd stuff, and then 2 and 3, they just came to the surface. And by 3, you really had a hard time saying that Cerberus was just on the wrong side of things. Like, Mass Effect 2, I remember everyone being like, oh my gosh, Cerberus is so horrible. And it's like, okay, they have some radicals, but they're not bad. And then Mass Effect 3 is just, no, yeah, they're evil. There's no going around that.
Well, a lot of the times, people start off as good. They have good intentions. They have good hopes and desires. They look out for their own. They're trying to continue what they see as humanity's greatest hopes.
Yeah.
And as they go along, it just progressively twists. They get so disconnected with what in reality is needed that they no longer represent the people who they're actually trying to protect.
Right.
So it's a sad story in itself because they start off with these great intentions, and at the end of the day, you just end up hating them.
Yeah.
And they might not necessarily realize what they did is so wrong because it just happens.
There's a great actor, I unfortunately can't remember who they are, and someone's going to be screaming at me for this, I'm sure. But they play a lot of villains. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I had it. Ian McKellen. No.
Yeah.
No. Who played Count Dooku? Who's the guy who died? Hold on. This is going to be so unprofessional of me, but I have to look it up, because Count Dooku, played by... Come on, give me the character, and then give me the actor. Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee, if I'm crediting him properly, someone said, how do you play such good villains? And he said, I've never played a villain. I've only played a hero on the other side.
That's a great way of looking at it.
It's like the only way to portray a villain. Because, like, you're the actor. You are them. You have to see where they are coming from, because no one's like, well, I'm just going to kick puppies and kill orphans for fun.
Exactly. So...
Unless you're Reaper, because apparently he just wants to kill people.
Well, going back to it,
more.
If you think about Soldier 76, the introduction to that character, you see him breaking into places, you see him stealing technology, you see him doing these nefarious deeds. But is he truly evil, or is he just trying to do what he thinks is best?
Now, they did say that, though. He didn't kill anyone.
Oh, sorry.
He didn't fatally wound anybody. He, everyone was just shot with incapacitating blows. So it was that thing of, like, I think they were trying to...
Kind of make it good?
Yeah, it was like oh my gosh, he's a terrorist, but I mean, he's not so bad. I mean, that's not...
But at the same time, if you're shooting something with a concussive bullet, you're still shooting somebody.
Everyone's just probably going to think they're lucky rather than he did that on purpose.
Exactly.
Right.
So, that'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I'm really intrigued to see where Blizzard goes with this world, because this game is going to look beautiful. It is going to have an amazing story. There's comics already coming out. There's a short film already being made by some fans. The cosplays, such as like your own and all the ones we've seen already, are all amazing. What's next, Blizzard? Because we are so hungry for it.
So, what I'm excited about hearing more about is how they're actually going to progress the storylines for each character in the game itself. Or if they're going to choose not to do any sort of storyline and just have it focused on the team dynamic. So are we going to be getting our story? Because, I'm sorry, I started World of Warcraft, Diablo. I'm used to having a very story-centric game, especially from the Blizzard franchise. So what I'll be interested in seeing is how they actually develop the character lines in the game or outside of the game, what we can expect going forward, if we're going to have to go somewhere else, read comics or videos, so stay tuned. It could be great.
I mean, they've confirmed that there's not going to be a campaign.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be inline dialogues, there's going to be a comic, but, like, it does seem like... a good example of this. I was a huge Halo fanboy.
Mm-hmm.
The games had minimal story. They had kind of a mission from go here to there. And then they had books on the side. And so there was all this information you could get if you wanted to find it. But it was not necessary. You could play the games, you could have a good time, play with your friends and everything. But if you wanted to read the story, it was there. You just had to go find it. Compared to World of Warcraft, when I did pick up the game, I was trying to rush through missions to the point I was not reading the descriptions. It was just, collect 10. Okay, go.
Exactly. So what I think would be really cool is if the first time you play a character, you have to play an entire match with that character. At the end of that match, regardless of whether you win or lose, you get a cutscene of just a little bit of tidbit of the character, what they've been doing, what their motto is, and all that fun stuff. So you get some story in the game without being beat over the head with it.
That would be cool.
So we'll see. It's going to be super fun.
I I can't wait to hear the little dialogue exchanges in the game.
Mm-hmm.
There's already been some great ones.
Have they addressed yet how... Well, Widowmaker is obviously not a good person.
Mm-hmm.
So, at what point are they going to address whether Winston realizes Widowmaker is on his team, and how is that going to happen? Because obviously, the dynamic between Widowmaker and Winston, their ethos is completely different.
I think that goes back to what they're saying about, like, not everyone's the same kind of good and evil. Like, how Reaper is a gun for hire. So, like, why would he be helping Overwatch send the, like, Gibraltar's all about, like, it's Winston's home,
Mm-hmm.
you build a drone, and they're trying to send it to the launch pad. So, with the exception of, like, why would Winston be in his own home stopping the drone? That's the one time that clearly does not work. There's kind of a... Yeah, there's a little bit of, like, oh, just suspend your disbelief. Like, how Bastion is supposed to be...
It's fine.
Bastion is supposed to be on the edges of society trying to avoid human contact. But Bastion's in all of the matches. So, like, Bastion just keeps ending up being in the right place at the right time, apparently.
It's the worst luck ever.
I am so sorry that I am doing this. So, like, I would hope to hear, like, a cool line between Widowmaker and, like, Winston. Like, if Winston calls her Amelia,
Mm-hmm.
I will lose my mind. That'd be awesome. But, I know as much as you.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Stay tuned. Soon, trademark. Yeah.
So, we are getting near the end of our hour. Again, thank you so much for coming on.
It's been fun.
Thank you. Time flies when you're just talking about Overwatch.
Definitely.
So, for those of you who are listening, if you are interested in checking out Allison's stuff, where can they find you?
So again, I am Aerlyn's Cosplay and Design on Facebook. I am Aerlyn Cosplay on Instagram. You can see my kitties and random stuff.
And all the links will be down below. This is going to be on SoundCloud and YouTube, so I will have little links and images down there.
Down here.
I just like doing that.
Exactly. I'm just going to point at something.
Check out that one, and that one,
and that one, and this one. So on Twitter, I am Aerlyn Gray. So come find me. Say hello. I'm friendly. Be friends.
You have Facebook, you have Twitter, and you have Instagram. And is that it?
I think so.
Okay. You're not like on Twitch trying to show off your mad skills?
No. Not yet, anyways. I don't know what I would talk about while gaming. It would just be a lot of just emphatic noises and facial.
That being said, there are some Twitchers who they stream. I think either they just don't have a game on in the background, or maybe they just leave it there on the dashboard. But it's mostly just to watch them work on whatever it is. So, like, cosplayers and prop makers do that. So
definitely.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Right.
Who knows?
So, I'm sure the planning process is way off in the distance, but what is after Winston? What do we have to look forward to from Aerlyn Cosplay?
Sure. So, let's see. I am actually going to make an armor set next.
Oh.
For a human body armor set. Just because I haven't actually made one yet. So
You just
I
have
think
Winston, yeah.
I just make giant builds. So having an armor set that I can walk around in and actually talk face to face to people would be super fun. The next big build, I'm thinking about either a Desert Queen Zagara, which would be super fun.
That would be super cool.
Yes, it right up my alley. Either that or a Jinyu from World of Warcraft, because fish. Giant fish.
Giant fish.
Fish. I would set him next to the walrus and the bird, and yeah.
That reminds me, so you are competing with this, right?
Yes.
So you are going to be not only at Blizzcon, but you'll be going up on the stage.
Yes, indeed.
And since I'm totally new to BlizzCon, the voting process is all judges, right? There's no, like, everyone else does it?
Correct. So there
There's
will
no
be...
online favorite?
No, unfortunately not. There will be 3 well-qualified Blizzard employees that will be the judges for the contest this year. So their skill set ranges from costuming, which is basically the creating of a new character just straight out of their brain, tailoring, that sort of thing. You get people with animatronics, sculpting, live casting, all of that kind of technical background. You get leather workers. Everybody has a skill, so it's always fun when you get really knowledgeable people up there. So it's a good dialogue. You go up there and you say what you've done, what the best part was, what you had issues with, and yeah, it's fun.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you. Hopefully it goes okay.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll be rooting for you here from the online stratosphere. And those of us who only have virtual passes.
Scream louder. We'll hear you from California if you scream really loud.
All the way across the country.
It's fine. It's fine, really. But it should be super fun. Counting down the days. So.
So again, thank you so much for coming on. For those of you who are listening, if you were listening to this from SoundCloud, this is going to be up on YouTube if you would like to watch our pretty faces and see Winston for yourself. And for those of you on YouTube, if you want to listen to this on the go and for whatever reason jump to the end of the podcast and are listening to this, I'll be posting this on SoundCloud. And once we get to episode 4, then I will be posting it to iTunes. And if you could rate, subscribe, any of those, you've been around the internet, you know what these things are, you know what they mean, you know what they do. And I appreciate all of them. I read every comment. I will thank you on the podcast for any ratings, good or bad. do what you want. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but you should. I will suggest that you get 5 stars. But you don't have to. But it'd be great. I'd love you if you did.
If I might interject here, thank you so much to everybody who is involved in the gaming community. Without you guys, us crazy people who do podcasts and cosplays and everything else, we wouldn't have an audience. So thank you for your support. We love you. Thanks for being part of this crazy life.
Beautifully said. We are a community. We are the support class. We are
a giant family.
Yes. That is like the whole point of this is like why try to act like we're all different people because we're all here about this game. We're going to support each other. We're going to be on a team. So let's start that now.
Together, go team!
As Zarya said, together we are strong. So thank you everyone for listening. I hope we game together, and I hope you will listen to the next episode of Support Class. Bye!
Cheers!